Hello everyone, welcome to today's show. My name is Spencer Walsh. On the show, we will be talking about brand new news coming in today about this Senator Richard Burr. And pretty much what was going on is, while warning high-priced donors but reassuring the public about the coronavirus, the GOP Intel chair unloaded personal stocks before COVID-19 smashed the markets. We'll talk about that story. Also, the latest in coronavirus news, including the Trump administration's plea to states right now: do not talk about how bad unemployment is. Also, Senate Republicans' plan right now is including corporate tax cuts, limits on paid leave, and $1,200 for taxpayers. And we'll take a look at how the coronavirus is affecting the world, with Italy now surpassing China in its death toll. And by the way, China has about 24 times the amount of people that Italy has. Hopefully they're reaching their peak. All those poor people out in Italy. We'll also be talking about a bunch of other things to do with the coronavirus as we take a look at the live updates here and just some of the craziness that is going on. And I do want to hear I really hope you guys continue to stay tuned to the Spencer Walsh Radio Network, because we are working on putting together some non-coronavirus content, because I think it's very, very important to kind of have a break, have a little bit of a, because it's important. You'll still have Newsflash. We're going to be talking about the coronavirus quite a bit. You're going to be hearing everything you need to know about Newsflash on the about the coronavirus on Newsflash. But I also think it's also very important that we say, you know what? Like, let's just kind of talk a little bit about some other things. Like, that's very, very important, because I was really thinking about this a lot. It's like, what is the right way to do it? Because you could be kind of an idiot about it and be like, oh, the coronavirus doesn't matter. It could be pretty much like these spring breakers that we're seeing, like these videos out of various places in Florida where people are like, yo, screw the coronavirus, man. It doesn't matter, bro. As we saw in this, I'm sure you've seen this coronavirus clip from at this point. Like, it's just, if you haven't, brace yourself.
If I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying. You know, we've been waiting for Miami spring break for a while. About 2 months we've had this trip planned. 2-3 months. So we're just out here having a good time. Whatever happens, happens.
Like, it's really messing up with my spring break. What is there to do here other than go to the bars or the beach, and they're closing all of it? It's really messing up. I think they're blowing it way out of proportion. I think it's doing way too much.
Doing us bad. We need a refund. This virus ain't that serious. It's serious. It's more serious things out there like hunger and poverty, and we need to address that.
Yeah, I mean, we planned this a long time ago, and it was kind of up in the air if we were still going. But, like, we're
her
here.
voice. Oh my
gosh. I just turned 21 this year.
Her voice is breaking my ears. Oh, we need to take a break from that. Yeah, but it's just like, because on the one hand, it's like, oh, it sucks. Like, everyone has that chance. Like, everyone, I guess, deserves that chance to, like, get super drunk, because, I mean, not everyone's going to be able to do it in Florida, but it does suck to, like, you plan something, but we're in the face of a pandemic. Like, this is just absolutely, we're just next level idiot behavior, and rightly they were shamed on social media for it, and it's like, it's really a lot of comedy and a lot of fodder for people all across the media. And literally the first guy is this, literally, if you haven't seen the video, just picture the most meathead kind of looking dude ever, named Brady Sluder. Sluder. And I think they really do a disservice by putting the names right in front of the people. So, like, first you have Brady Sluder, who just looks absolutely awful. And then we have Brianna Leader, who's like, it's really messing up my spring break. And then we got Alanis Walker, who is obviously the black guy. And then Shelby Cordell, who is the voice that says, break your ears. Ready for it? Ready? Just brace yourself here.
It's kind of up in the air if we still go, but, like, we're here. I just turned 21 this year, so I'm here to party, so it's kind of disappointing, but we're just making the most of it. We met these other people in our little Airbnb spot, so we're just hanging out with them.
I think the first time I watched this video, this was the point kind of where I turned it off, because it's just like, oh my god. But yeah, Yeah, they're pretty much saying we're trying to get drunk before everything closes.
And trying to get drunk before everything closes.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks, but.
And you got Lizzo out here, but the whole point. This is Nee Smith is the next person. We'll play her next. But the whole point of this is social distancing. The fact that it really makes the young people look bad here. It really, really does. This video has now been viewed 31.4 million times. And being a young person myself, who's probably going to be doing something relatively similar within the next 2 to 3 to 4 years. Hopefully not during a pandemic. I know with the way that my mother has been handling this, God bless her, she has not, she's not the type of person who wants me out on a beach getting drunk while there is a global pandemic going on. That is for sure. So yeah, these people's parents, you really wonder, what exactly is going on. And it's just really it's such a tough thing, I feel like, to wrap your mind around, because it's America, literally the world, life as we know it is put on pause. That has never happened before. There is no social, historical precedent that you can compare, really, when it comes to the modern world. Life is the level of, we have never been more interconnected than we are right now, or we were a week ago. The fact that our economy has been just screeched to a halt. We are all connected. We are all together. And now all that stuff just stops. I remember thinking maybe a week ago, or not, a month ago or so, it's damn, life is just so boring. Life is so monotonous. You do this, you get up, you wake up, you do the same thing every day. You just want some change. What if the whole world just stopped? And you're allowed to do whatever you want. Obviously, you're not allowed to do whatever you want now. It's we're in the middle of an awful, awful crisis. But literally, that happened. I remember I was I'm going to take a different route to this or that just to change things up. And then all of a sudden, we're in a national pandemic. This is just crazy stuff. And I think it's very, very tough for people to wrap their mind around it. There are different mechanisms of coping. You could be these people. Or you could be someone who pretty much just lives and dies by the news, and I really don't think either of those ways are healthy. It's really not the best strategy to be just sitting in front of your computer, just watching your eyes. It's if someone looked at you, your eyelids would just be a reflection of the stock market and the Dow Jones Industrial Average plummeting. But I really don't think it's a healthy way to go about life. Obsessing over it either. So, I mean, I think it's a tough thing to do. It's definitely a tough thing because be kind to yourself. We're dealing with something that has literally never happened before. There's no precedent for it. Literally, life worldwide, just varying degrees, has been put to a complete and total stop. When does that ever happen? But it's happening now. So, yeah, I guess we just have to all get used to it, and the structure from our lives, the routine that we live by the clock, linear. Next thing, what's next? I have the meeting at this time. I have brunch at this time. Whatever. That is all out the window right now. Everyone's schedule's been cleared. It's a really, really weird thing to deal with, and it's not good to end up like these spring breakers here out in Florida, in Miami. Just flocking to the beaches now, which, by the way, they still haven't closed, even though I believe the mayor of Miami has tested positive for coronavirus.
We're going to make the best of it. We're enjoying ourselves. It sucks, and I'm from New Orleans, so this really sucks. However, we're going to enjoy ourselves. We having day parties all day. It's my birthday, St. Patrick's Day. Turn up.
We're just trying to roll with the boy. We're just living for the moment.
And this is Bryson Taylor here. Bryson Taylor. I mean, us white boys are really getting hammered with the names. Not good. Bryson Taylor and Brody Sluter, however you want to say it. Brody, please, if you're listening, come on the show. We'd love to talk to you after you get out from the hangover. But yeah, so this is the tape. Here, what do you
We're just gonna do what happens when it happens. When stuff closes, we're gonna do it when it closes. But besides that, we're just trying to have the best chip we can.
Yeah, baby, turn up. Woo! Yeah, that is what's up. All right. Yeah, because it's really tough. I just wanted to say, if you're listening out there, I know I'm struggling with it. It's a weird thing, especially like if you got no siblings. If you're listening out there and you're just a kid sitting at home all day, like that can really suck because you're isolated. You can't really see your friends. Like FaceTime, you get on the FaceTime and talk to people a little bit, but all those people out there feeling a little bit lonely, stay in there, keep listening. We got you. I'm trying to be on the air as much as possible. Obviously, with the online learning, probably kicking back into gear for a lot of people. Work, long distance, telecommuting. Yeah, but I think it's really important just to try and find a little bit of both. You don't want to be on a spectrum of someone who just like, you got on one side like the alarmist, the person who just like never takes a break from reading about how bad things are, and then you got Brody Slaughter talking about how we're still gonna get lit. I love that lady's like, we're having parties all day. St. Patrick's Day, turn up, baby. St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, it's like this is very funny.
We having day parties all day. It's my birthday, St. Patrick's Day. Turn up.
Yeah, so turn up. Yeah, but it's good stuff. So, yeah, try and stay level-headed. I know it's tough, but yeah, it's a crazy situation. We'll all get through it together. Here's someone who's going to probably get through it a little bit worse because something very, very, very suspicious happened. Really, where we see in a very interesting timeline of the way things are going here. So a look at financial records reveal that Senate Intelligence Committee Chairman Senator Richard Burr last month, just as he was talking to big dollar donors, but not the general public. He was talking about the looming threat of the coronavirus. He now dumped personal stock holdings worth thousands of dollars. Now many of them are in industries seriously impacted by the outbreak. So Burr and his wife Brooke sold between $581,000 and $1.5 million in publicly traded stocks February 13th and did not buy any new positions, according to a recent financial disclosure filed with the Senate. So it's like, did you really think we were not going to notice this? Like the amount of reporters that are looking unceasingly for this stuff, like you think it was really going to pick up somehow, and you decided to do this in the middle of a global pandemic. I feel like it's like you're waiting. It's like you take a bad test, and you're just waiting for the moment you can get caught. Like he had to have known here. Like this is I remember it's like this may be, if we have older listeners to the show, this may be a little bit of a throwback, but take a math test. It's a clunker. You really screwed the pooch. Like everything, you got a sub 70 score, and you're just like, do I tell my parents about this or do I say it went great and then just wait until I get in trouble when the grade comes back? Like, I think Richard Burr, he definitely took the wait and see option, and boy, he's about to find out. So around the time that Burr sold his shares to major corporations, including several hard-hit hotel companies, he publicly expressed confidence about the U.S. government's ability to fight the virus. However, in late February, Burr privately warned that the virus was much more aggressive in its transmission than anything we've seen in recent history, according to a recording obtained by NPR. So between Burr's two accounts, they sold up to it was Burr and his wife. He didn't have two accounts himself. They sold up to $150,000 worth of stock in Wyndham Resorts and Hotels, which lost almost 2/3 of its market value since February 13th. They sold up to $150,000 in Extended Stay America, another hotel company that lost half of its value over the last month. Burr also sold $15,001 and $50,000 of stocks of Park